What is going on, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen of all ages? We are here on episode 10 of XP Share. Holy
Hell yeah.
shit.
We gotta get
Fucking.
some we gotta get some intro music for episode 11, man. Just slowly fading in silence. That shit. I mean, it's kind of sensual. I get it. I understand, but like, I think we gotta really fucking we gotta come out banging.
Yeah.
No,
Some
I'm
Uncle
fucking
Luke.
done. We
Yeah,
gotta
shit.
we gotta do something for next episode. We don't full disclaimer, we don't necessarily have an interview set up. So if anybody wants to say, hey, what's up, shoot us a DM. We'll be glad to get you in. Otherwise it's gonna be it's gonna be very ad hoc, very interesting, and probably a very good time.
I think we should do
Yeah.
the thing Juice had, which was like the top 10 games.
Yeah,
I think that's a great idea.
for sure.
Yeah, I think people would definitely appreciate like a good tier list as well, you know. If we end up assuming we end up having more time, or maybe just for future episodes, because it's always a good debatable subject.
Hell yeah.
Yep, I'm definitely down to produce that shit out beforehand. Get like the whole fucking list up and everything.
Hell yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
without further ado, we have the one, the only, the amazing Kwang joining us here today.
Hello.
Talking
I
a little
apologize.
TLT. Kwang, tell us about yourself, your record, your track record, your life, everything.
Yeah,
Criminal
Social
my
record.
security.
Yeah, I'm gonna need those 3 funky numbers on the back of your mom's credit card.
I will say my social security is public because no,
Now, where can I find that just for research purposes?
ask Equifax when they gave out like half like quarter of the people in
Oh.
America's.
Right, that's fair. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I'll just refer to the Equifax leak. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Let's see. I was born no, I'm just longtime gamer, good friend of the folks here. Thank you for having me on. At this point in my life, I mainly stream Teamfight Tactics. I've been a strategy gamer for basically as long as I've been a gamer. Started with StarCraft 2. Got pretty fucking good at that game. Probably haven't seen me on any of the big things because I'm not that Korean. I went from there to getting into Smash Brothers Melee. Got pretty good at that. I think my best record on like a really major thing is tied for 196th. I forget what like that actually means, like what the number is, but I think it's like 68th in Melee doubles at Genesis 4, which is one of the super majors.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
That was a big tournament. That was huge. And then I like got hand problems, so I was like, you know what? On top of playing like League of Legends casually, all this clicking's bad for my hands. I'm gonna slow it down. Auto chess came out. I got pretty good at the Dota auto chess. League of Legends came out with one. I was like, I guess I already played the other game. I guess I'll play this one too. Honestly, it's so much fun being a part of that community because it is the first and probably will be the last time that I am like a developer is so open in everything that's happening. I don't know if people here really know about TFT, but
Yeah.
it is a League of Legends strategy game. It is the head developer of that game, right, Mordog. He streams and he's so public about literally every step of the process and what they're thinking, and like he's so aware of the community to the point where he is like, it's just like another homie.
That's so
So,
cool.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
wish so
So-
many other companies would do that.
Yeah.
Whatever
Mordog's
happened
kind of
to
been
that-
like. Yes, sorry. Go ahead.
Whatever happened to that first chess? Like you're talking like the original, like the first literal auto chess game
Dude,
that was called auto chess.
I think the
right?
first auto chess game was like, it was like a Chinese mobile game or something, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, that one.
it was like,
So the first auto chess game is Dota Auto Chess, which was a Dota custom game.
Well,
oh,
technically, yeah.
right, there was that first, and then someone like made a whole game about it, and then Dota made theirs too, right? I remember the Dota one
Yeah.
being halfway decent.
The balance went to my knowledge, the balance went to shit like really quickly,
Yeah,
and then TFT just like kept getting better and better. So
TFT is so good, and Mort Dog has always been kind of a homie. I used to be a pro coach in NA for their League of Legends scene. I think, God, I get the years messed up in my head. I think the last year I officially did it was like 2015, and that year, over half of the NA players that were at Worlds were ones that I had worked with, which was really cool. And not to pat myself on the back, this is going somewhere. I got to interact with a lot of different Riot employees through that. And Mort Dog, I never got a chance to sit down and chat with him, but everyone spoke really highly of him. He was always a really good guy. I know his presence on social media has always been great. And when I saw he was going to the TFT team, I was so excited. But recently, you guys, not in your community, but in the TFT community in general, there was some drama, wasn't there? Like, people got really mad at the TFT team for, what was it, Augment? Or whatever this new system is, and people just got really upset because I know there was a lot of like dialogue going back and forth where people were saying, listen, you need to leave the dev team alone, otherwise they're not going to be as open with us anymore. They're not going to be as, as readily available.
yeah, so I mean, it happens all the time. Actually, like
Yeah,
it's
every game too.
Yeah, it happens all the time. The problem is that it is a luck-based game, right? Is really big thing. And one of the things that happens, and I do think it's kind of fucked that what they did, and I am kind of mad about it. But one of the things is that you can do this with League of Legends. A lot of video games have this kind of thing where you have all the data of like outcomes. And with TFT, which is being a luck-based game, it is really important to, or decision-making, a lot of it, like if you have the information of like what augment wins the most, what team comps win the most, you kind of like you make decisions based off that.
Yeah,
a little bit. It's there so you can make decisions. The Riot team collectively decided to make the augment information not public anymore. Because they felt like people were becoming the meta was becoming too centralized.
Yeah.
Because which fair. I mean, like that's a reasonable thing to think. When you know what is strong at any given point in time, you're like, oh. And since it's not like any of the other things which like your decision affects everybody else, it's kind of like, oh, you can just pick it up. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
It just feels bad that they took out so much information just kind of out of nowhere. But also, I mean,
ever gonna reboot it?
No. I think it's better that they don't. It does make the game a lot harder in general. I'm like trying to equate it to something.
Because at the end of the day, it's even more luck based now with those, right?
No, it more relies on your intuition or your general knowledge of like what's good right now, what's bad right now, and kind of like it requires you to put more effort into like learning what is good and what is not, rather than having the data there.
Yeah,
makes sense.
I think it kind of lends itself to like individual play styles a little bit when you keep that stuff secret, because then you can play the way you want and you don't necessarily have to play the way that the stats say is the best.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I said, ultimately, I do think it was the right decision.
Yeah,
because the game does become really centralized. Like they had all the right reasonings to do it. People are just mad because it makes the game a lot harder, but like every decision just all of a sudden revolving around those becomes more unclear. And with the game that changes so often, so quickly, or so much so quickly, it's kind of nice not to have to like try to figure it out in a week and then have it change in the next week.
Yeah.
Like, because it's kind of like a card game.
Yeah.
Right now. So, it's kind of how I explain it to people usually. And it's a 3-month cycle. So it's like every 3 months the set completely changes, and every 2 weeks within that like 3 to 5 month period, there are balance updates.
Yeah.
Which completely change everything, because that's kind of like that's the fun of it. If it stayed too much the same, then the game is figured out, and then it's not fun.
Yeah.
But
Exactly. I think honestly, I was just having this discussion with somebody the other night, and I don't think it's a one size fits all kind of idea. But I think that the shift towards these games becoming like super centralized on min maxing and finding meta builds and all this different stuff. I mean, it's kind of warped the public consciousness a little bit around these games, where you go into anything that's even semi-competitive and everyone just immediately is like, okay, it's not a matter of skill right off the rip. It's that I need to get the little benefits here and there and to be able to beat everybody, as easy as possible. And it's not like I feel like that mindset is particularly bad, but all of these games that used to have a really fun casual part to them just don't anymore. Call of Duty is like a really perfect example of that in my mind. I know it's like the furthest thing from TFT possible, but hear me out.
no, I'm listening.
Yeah, so I mean, we were just sitting there playing Warzone the other night, and we were like, okay, so you're forced to use the meta weapons because the other weapons don't keep up, and if everyone is focusing on playing specifically the meta weapons, you have to play them, and you get forced to, because otherwise you're just gonna get shit on every game, and that's the way the game is balanced. But anyway, I mean, that's for another time. Bring it up because I think that keeping stuff like that secret and making it so that you can't just go in and data mine it, or you can't just go into a wiki somewhere and read everything and theory craft a build before you even open the game.
I have one open right now. Like I have a tab open permanently.
I feel like I think it's a step in the right direction for just like multiplayer gaming in general. I think that that whole part of it is one big thing, but another part of it is like gaming community used to have so much fun and so much togetherness when things would happen and you didn't get everything, and you had to come together and you had to figure it out and you had to talk about it. And we don't see that anymore, and that really makes me sad. So I'm a big fan of it. I don't know how it specifically impacts TFT. I haven't played TFT in months, but off the rip, just hearing about it, I think it's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, the really big thing is that like I feel like these kids, because most of them are children, have like never played poker before, right? It's not about making the whole idea is like every step of the way, in every game you have to make the best decision possible, and that's not always like the best, like the strongest thing in that moment. And sometimes people just get mad. They're like, oh, I can't know what it says explicitly right there, because you also sometimes like picking the strongest augment. You said you did like League of Legends coachings. Sometimes picking the strongest character in that very moment isn't the correct way to win the game.
Correct.
Sometimes you need to pick the third, fourth strongest just to like fit the idea of what you're trying to do better. And people like don't understand that. And I do think it overall makes people better at the game to force them to think about it just like a little bit more.
Yeah.
But it is frustrating to like not have that information for the people who like I'm making it sound like these are drugs, but like who use the information like responsibly.
Yeah.
Every time I think of bad metas now, I just think of how D4 just kind of shit the bed.
Oh Christ.
Like,
Diablo 4, dude. Have you seen their player count?
I
wait.
Do I want to know?
Wait. How bad is it?
It's here. Let me pull up the exact information.
I just
No,
feel
that's behind a
like
paywall now.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
like everything was just so you just what you had like two to three meta builds per fucking class, and then nobody could actually play what they wanted to play. Is and look at the game. The game's kind of, I mean, not dead, but like it ain't pulling the same numbers.
No, it's definitely not. Like, I think it's a huge percent decrease, which is going to happen with most of these games. But I mean, I'm trying to find what I found the other day. There was some statistic that was like it was talking about how the average daily player count is in total free fall, and it's just God, it's in such a bad place, man. They're fucking on that game so hard.
I don't think there's a single person on my friends list that played preseason Diablo and say that they actually enjoy this new season.
Yeah. It's awful, dude. It's really fucking bad. It's, I mean, and on top of that, the balance is bad. I mean, they took on that kind of balance philosophy that we've seen more and more of these days, which is just in order to keep the game at a baseline, you nerf the stuff that's fun. And all of these companies land on that idea for how to balance these games. And honestly, I'm waiting for one of them to learn that it's not always necessarily the good idea to take a data-driven approach. Like, you need to be able to prioritize fun. And if you're getting rid of a big chunk of why your game is fun in the end game for people, they're not going to stick around. And like Diablo is like entirely based around running around and killing shit and feeling good about it. I mean, there's literally zero reason why I would go play Diablo instead of Path of Exile right now. There's no reason. And I think that shows in the stats, because the same thing I was reading the other day that I conveniently can't find right now was talking about how PoE in its last season has surged ahead of Diablo 4 in almost like every single way. And it's just, it's absurd, man. But I mean, testament to how good PoE is, I guess. But it's just, how are you going to fumble the bag this hard? I don't get it.
I'm just saying, TFT definitely. One of my favorite. So there's one of the like legendary units, right? Those are like theoretically the strongest game warping units in TFT. Cassante. Basically, his whole thing is that he knocks somebody up and then kicks them towards their back line. And then if he does it again, if it's up against a wall, he just knocks them off the board and like they die instantly.
What the fuck?
That's crazy.
It's silly. And there is a clip of Mortdog. So Mortdog runs the whole game, but each individual set has like a head designer. He was complaining that the head designer wanted to buff him, and as he's like watching his units, he's like, "Can you believe that Kent wants to buff this character?" I'm so mad. And I'm like, yeah. It's because it is funny to watch, but like it's really funny to like watch a dev complain about another dev's decisions. He also like made it his mission to try and make a specific build work, and you could see it in the buffs, like. But they're really careful about stuff like that, and it's like they keep trying to make it work better, and it just doesn't, and it hasn't, and it won't because the set's changing in this week. But
so they just specifically failed to make that fucking buff work.
He specifically failed to convince the balance team to make the comp that he wants.
I'm gonna be honest. If I were working for a game company that had like a live balance team, I would do the same thing. I would pick out what I think is fun, and I would just kind of like drop subliminal hints like every day at the water cooler. Like,
oh, they're not subliminal. I mean, like I said, Mortdog's a very public person. He's straight up on stream every day. Yeah,
he's straight up.
He's like,
I would resort to like espionage. I would be in there. I just like, the methods may differ, but one way or another, like my goal would be to get them to make my builds work 100%. I don't care what happens to the other millions of people playing this game. It could ruin the game as it stands, and I'd be fine with that. I just need what I think is fun to be good. That's it. That's all I'm asking.
Going into that, tell us a little bit about your play style, and do you have like a favorite kind of like champion lineup, or did you just go with the flow?
Man. Okay, so if I'm gonna be real, my brain, I have fun winning.
Wow, crazy. Quang
Just-
2023. I have fun
just,
winning.
just to throw it out there. So TFT is kind of a hard when you say like playstyle. Like it's best to be like versatile and kind of take because it's a game of chance. So you got to kind of take what's thrown at you.
Yeah.
But in every other game, I genuinely have the most fun when my opponent isn't.
That's so good though. That's true.
And it is, and it usually like ends up doubling like stack overflow kind of like it. There's a meme in Smash that revolves around me because I sandbag so hard. That which is like anytime I go for something cool and it's like so close to working, I turn to my opponent. I'm like, just imagine. I understand that it's incredibly disrespectful, but like imagine if it worked. It's just like it happens a lot. That's how I play League. That's how I played StarCraft. It's just like I want to make it feel like you can't do anything. And that usually ends up being like the best strategy. And I have fun doing that. I have fun making my opponents struggle.
So you're the one that freaking what's the new what's the new StarCraft Terran flying unit that just has stupid ass range? You just
Oh god, I haven't played StarCraft 2 in forever.
I think they're called like Legion. They're Legion something. But you're probably one of
yeah.
those dudes that just goes in the fucking back line with the of their fucking
Yeah.
econ and just destroys all their fucking.
See, yeah, as I think the best quote, one of my best friend
Reaper
Jesse,
Rush.
one of the best quotes that I've ever have gotten is one of my best friends Jesse. He's probably the most famous person I know. He and he hates that I say that about him. And if he ever watches this, and I'll send him the clip. But he's like, okay, I play to try to get my opponent to quit. You play to try to make his teammates get him to quit.
That's
I'm
deep.
like,
Right there.
yeah, that's exactly.
That's so true though, man. We used to say in like League all the time. Obviously, you know, you've got a lot of training for actual mechanical stuff in League, but we would always say, especially in something like a top lane, if you can psychologically bully your opponent into making them tilt in real life, then you've won the game. You've won because you've taken them out of the game, not just in mechanics, but in mentality. And I mean, we would just come up with ways to just actually bully the people out of these fucking games. I mean, anything from being simple as like making the jungler camp a top lane and just shut them down the entire game until they get pissed to, you know, saying shit in chat that's going to make them tilt just off of that alone. Like, I mean, you'd be
100%.
surprised how far like getting a solo kill and then just sending a smiley face and all chat goes. Like,
Oh
it's
yeah.
so
Oh
fucking nuts.
yeah.
And
Oh
you just,
yeah.
it's phenomenal, man. And the thing is like in real life, I'm not that fucking mean to people, but when it comes to video games, yeah, dude,
sure.
I'm in. I want these people to like shut down. I want them to uninstall and never come back.
I am also I will say I am also a showman. That is part of it though. Is like one of my biggest clips in my Twitch career is a League of Legends clip that popped off and went everywhere. Where I A move, I attack move, so my character's moving on her own. I just like something random like in their base. I like spawn. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go grab something out of the oven. So I A click, and I get up from my chair, and it's just my friends being like, oh, did Justin leave? And then like, no. He's like, no, maybe. And then I kill 3 people.
Oh my
And
goodness.
if I just died, equally funny. But the fact that my character is just slowly walking and I end up killing 3 people because
Hey
the
guys, I'm back.
showmanship of it. Yeah. It's so yeah. If you were playing League of Legends around that time, I made it to Synapse like first or second clip. Everyone millions of views.
Damn.
Uh and then I stopped
Crazy.
streaming because like I
Oh.
don't for a
Rip.
while. I didn't want to deal with it.
That's too many people. I'm out of here for a bit.
I was just like I
Time
don't want
to
to be
retire.
entertaining.
Hit the peak.
Yeah. Early. Yeah. I'm gonna retire early. Easy enough.
Yeah, that was
Damn.
So
being a showman
what would
is
you
also important.
what would you say the current best and worst features are about TFT right now?
Specifically TFT, best feature is the development team, for sure. Like, it is the team that builds the game is the best feature of TFT. Like I said, it really feels like they are part of the community, and it really feels like they listen to what the community is saying. Like even with the whole blow up with the stats thing, it's like the writers being like, yeah, I understand this is really annoying, but we feel like this is better for the game overall. And more dog clap back at for a little bit. I think those tweets are deleted, but but he did clap
Good
back for a
sign.
little bit. The worst part about the game is that it is frustrating that it's such a tilter. The game changes really quickly, and that can be really annoying. It is 100% luck based. You are just trying to put the odds in your favor as quickly as possible. It is also like a deceptively hard game. I would say that most sets you do have like some flexibility in like kind of what you can do, and you can try stupid stuff, and as long as you manage well and you're not playing with like the best of the best of the best, you can eke out a win. When I say a win, I mean a top 4. That's how you get rank points. You make top 4 out of an 8-person lobby. It's not a win-win, but like it's a win. It's a technical dub.
The game considerably. So
um
so at the end of the
yeah.
day, would you prefer it being more luck / odds based, or more numbers, items, champions based?
I think it's in a good place right now. I'm a very big fan of so I'm trying to think of other like really random games and game modes. There it kind of hits this right itch where like if you play card games, sometimes it is a lot of it is like the way that your deck is stacked, and like the beginning aspects of it is like really uh like you're trying to make the odds in a way that you can win as often as you can. A lot of card games, the goal is to win 70% of the time ish, because that means you basically lose 1 out of 3 times, and that's enough to win. Usually 2 out of 3, yeah. With TFT, it feels like you have a lot of agency with your decisions. Basically, every time that I like have a bad loss, I can go back into my game, think about it, and be like, that was a bad decision. That was a bad decision. That was a bad decision. If there have been times where it was purely luck based because there's like a comp that's like so good that if you are the one out of the 7 people playing it that actually gets it going, that you just win the game, and the like LP earned, the points that you earn were enough that that you go for it every single time. But it was completely luck because it's one person that wins and everybody else loses. And there's like nothing you could do. There's no decisions that you can make to better your odds. It's just we're all digging a hole. One of us gonna hit oil, the other of us are gonna die. It's like
I
we
think
just
it's kind of interesting how it goes into that dynamic of like that specific situation of
yeah.
somebody's getting a fucking god build, but if one person like tries to directly counter them,
Yeah.
they're probably going to lose to everybody else.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like you got to take what you can get at the end of the day.
Yeah, but like when you do have those like really good, like I said, it just ends up being worth it most of the time to go for it as well. If it's like comp based, just because of like there's a term in poker. There's a term in poker called expected values. The EVs are too good to like not go for it. It's like you might have, it's like getting ace king in poker, which is like the second or third best hand in poker, which loses to any other pair card 50% of the time. But the expected value that you can get out of it is too high to like not play it.
Yeah.
For those who play poker.
Am I gonna get laughed at if I come out and admit that I've never played poker in my life?
Nah, dog.
Really?
Is that
Sounds
a
like-
thing?
Sounds like you have a healthy personality. And
Yeah.
Oh my god! I feel like if I really got into poker, dude, I would just be all in. I mean, I
It
fucking
sounds like
love.
we need to play poker.
Yeah, honestly,
like-
it does. I mean,
honestly-
I love games like that you put your mind to that have like statistics and shit, like chess. I played Go for a bit. I'm all about that shit, man. And I feel like I would just. It would be a deep dive. I'd be in. I'd be fucking in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll send you a book.
Okay. Shit. Okay. Damn.
2 plus
I'm about to get
Yeah.
reading, baby.
True story. J-Dog used to have a poker night at his house.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really. He had chips and everything. We put
Damn.
$20 in the pot
We
each
had-
person.
I was thinking about for those that don't know, Juicy and I live together.
Oh, shit. Damn, Juice, I need you
and-
to run to his room real quick.
Yeah, we've been hooking up, for a few months now.
Oh,
Kind of
shit.
nice.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm behind the green screen.
Yeah,
The rest of the room.
He's got that NVIDIA shit going on, man. I can't even hear you, bro.
Yeah, this is actually all fake back here. This is the
Damn.
real room. Yeah.
Yeah, he's actually using that program I was talking about with the 3D compositing and shit. He is
Yeah.
a VTuber. That's the craziest, realest shit I ever seen.
But no, we have poker trips. I was thinking I kind of want to do poker nights. 'Cause
Damn.
it's-
Yeah, I love
I
that.
mean, poker nights
those are some good
has
fucking
nothing to do.
times.
It has nothing
I-
to do with the poker itself or the money. It's literally
It's the times.
hanging the
Oh,
boys.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's vibing. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to catch a plane ticket then, and we'll make sure to get a poker night in.
Hell yeah, dude. Let's do it.
Down, I'm down.
Shit. Listen, all I'm saying is I've never been. Cali, I think it's on the list. It's coming soon. Yeah.
Oh,
So
Cali's,
Okay.
might not be as much of a joke as we're saying. I might actually be down.
okay.
Cali is a great place to be.
We'd be happy to have you.
Hell yeah.
For real.
Fuck yeah, dude.
For sure.
It's gonna be a fire time.
Shit, where would we take him?
Richmond.
Oh, Richmond.
Let him experience Cali the way that
Straight Richmond.
really
bro.
needs to be experienced. I don't.
I listen.
He's gonna get the highs and the lows, dude. He's
Yeah, we'll go to Yosemite afterwards, but like,
Damn.
Let's just go to the hood real quick, bro.
get him a little fearful
Shit.
for his life for a sec.
he's gotta know that it's like not all sunshines and rainbows.
That's like pull up to Chicago and be like, well, first we're gonna go to O Block.
Yeah, exactly.
This is you need to go to
O Block, O Block.
Inglewood.
But by the way, it's just like, so these are the cheap. This is where you can afford to live.
Yeah. So you're making a Midwest salary. You get this little dark corner of this alleyway.
Yeah, right.
You can sleep in the dumpster out behind the 7-Eleven.
Something I learned recently. I used to live in Santa Cruz, beach town, beautiful,
Mhm.
great. If you like smoking
Ooh,
weed,
that would be fun.
a lot of that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Santa Cruz is now the most expensive city in the U.S.
I
No
don't
way.
doubt that.
Yeah, it is the-
Really?
rent
wow.
is. They have the highest rent in the country.
I don't
I'm-
doubt that at all.
I'm like surprised, but I'm not surprised at the same time.
Yeah.
Damn.
So when I lived with Bob, who I know Mike has met, and Mark,
Mhm.
we rented a townhouse that I think it was like something like 600 square feet. It was a 2-bedroom townhouse. Was like 3,500 a month.
Oh my
Between the
god.
three of us.
God.
Jesus Christ, bro.
And granted, it was a little bit more expensive than some of the other places.
600 square feet?
Because
That's insane.
600,
That's
700
like a
square feet.
box, bro.
It was tiny.
You were living in a
not-
cardboard box.
Like
What?
we barely fit 2 twin beds in the big room.
Are you and
Oh
Mike
my
really
God.
rooming together right now?
Yeah.
How the fuck did I not know that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I've only
Nico
mentioned it
left.
maybe once
Nico
or
left.
twice.
Oh, I know
Yeah.
Nico left.
Yeah.
I just didn't know that's where you moved into, Mike.
Yeah, bro. No bullshit. The second Nico told me he was moving out, I was like, "Hey, Brian!" I immediately.
Yo,
Yeah.
dude, is that kid
Damn,
making
that's hype,
bank
though.
right now or what? Like, what's he even do?
Brian, he's a software developer at
Of
Google.
course,
He's got a Google- he's got a Google
at
job.
Google.
Yeah, Google.
Yeah,
job.
he's at Google.
Oh, he a big boy. He a big boy.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
He technically doesn't need us to live here. You know, he just prefers the company.
Yeah, that's legitimately what he said. He was like, "Yeah, I mean, having the house is nice, but I like having people around."
Honestly, that's kind of a goated opinion. I think so too. Like, I would love to live alone, but honestly, being able to live with like good people while still having your own space, that's
I
the
will
best.
say,
Bro,
yeah,
if
living
I had
alone worries me. Like as an individual,
Yeah.
because like I'm awful at like hitting people up.
Oh god, yeah, dude.
So
That would be my
there-
biggest thing. I would fucking never see people ever.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, people would forget. Like people would forget I
Yup.
exist. No, that's not true. I just like wouldn't talk to a single person for like 3 months.
That's exactly.
And
I
then-
fucking feel you, brother. I'm on the same wavelength.
Oh,
month
shit.
3, I'll throw out my stream, and people are like, "Oh, I'm glad you're
Exactly.
alive."
I got 2 people I talk to. I've got like close ass people all around. They never hear from me ever.
Oh man,
I talk to 2 people online, and I do this podcast, and I stream. And if you're not a part of any of those 3 things, I might as well not exist.
I have a really funny story about like how bad I am at getting back to people.
Yeah.
It starts with like one of my best friends getting mad at me for. So he started hooking up with one of my exes.
Oh shit. Well, that's a fucking firecracker start.
Which is fine. Well, no, it was fine. It was fine because like we were broken up. It wasn't. There's no bad blood. He approached me about it first before doing anything. All good vibes. And then after a while, she wanted to get back together with me, and she made it
man.
a lot. This is the stupid one. This is a stupid ex. I was also very stupid. So he got really mad at me, so we stopped talking. Fine, right? Whatever. Years later, he hits me up on like Facebook, and he's like, "Hey, I feel like I blew up at you back at the time. We were both kids. True, right? I just missed my friend. Hit me up if you wanna like talk or anything, right?" I was driving at the time, so I couldn't respond to the text.
Oh, God.
And I got home, forgot about it.
Oh no!
And then I remembered 2 weeks later, and I was like, "Oh, it's too late."
Oh no, dude. That sounds awful, but I've fucking been there, brother. I get it. It's just Oh God, I've got a similar story.
It's
So,
that object permanence, dude.
dude, it is. I don't look at something that doesn't exist. So not too long ago, I used to be best friends with this kid for like 20 years of my life. And we're not like super good friends anymore, but we still kind of keep in contact here and there. I'm really bad at getting back to messages, and he messages me on Facebook Messenger like
Oh
3 months ago. And I see it, and I'm like, oh, I'll respond to it after work. I swipe it away. Now, normally, this wouldn't be too bad. But this message was about the death of his uncle, who he was really close to, and we spent a lot of time with. And I swipe it away, and I'm like, I was meaning to send him a message anyway. I'll get back to him tonight. 2 months pass, and I realized I never fucking did it. And now I'm in this fucking place where it's like, oh God,
yeah.
God damn,
Yeah.
Just start that sentence with object permanence is a bitch, bro.
Yeah. It's like I get it, brother. It fucking sucks, and I'm like,
Wait,
maybe I should just pretend he doesn't exist.
did you go to high school with Nico, Justin,
yeah.
Yeah.
in Livermore?
Yeah.
Or
He was. I
Is
think he was freshman when I was senior. Maybe.
okay.
I want to say he was.
Then-
I thought he was 1 year behind you.
Um.
Didn't Nico graduate 09?
Wait, did he go to Livermore High?
Yeah.
I literally never hung out with him.
Really?
Really.
Oh shit! Yeah, I thought
Really?
you knew.
Really, dude. No, dude. I didn't even know he went to Livermore High. Like everything pre Las Positas is. I don't know.
It's a blur. Gotcha.
Yeah. No, I don't think I've ever seen or hung out with them at Livermore High.
I was gonna say because the guy that I was talking about went to Livermore High, and Ruben, if
I
you're
know-
out there, I'm sorry.
I knew a lot of people. I know Ruben.
Ruben,
Wait,
catch his hands, bro.
No,
Wait,
no,
Ruben?
no, not dancing Ruben. No,
Oh, not
Oh,
dancing.
okay,
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 I was
okay,
gonna
not
say.
different
I
Ruben.
said that's my boy.
No, I actually met Ruben through dancing too. I met Ruben in 2010, I want to say. Completely randomly. We just happened to like go to the same studio to cipher. And I can never forget his rat tail. Like it's so ingrained in my
Yeah, the
brain.
rat tail.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
The
So-
fucking
know
rat
Ruben.
tail.
Back to TFT.
Yeah, dude, that was a good chat about the person that we all know. That's a lot of stuff that I am also in on and have the fucking scoop on. Yep.
No,
Okay.
it's actually weird to think about. Like, out of all the people I did know Livermore High, I've never really hung out with Nico until Las Positas. So what's one thing? We're kind of just going down, finishing the topics here. What's one thing you would like to see improved or added with TFT?
Ooh, one thing.
Or multiple things.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to think of like what I would want in the game. I honestly, a tutorial. I wish I had its own. This is something that's never gonna happen. I don't think just because the player base is too small. But I wish it had its own client. Because it's attached to the
That's
League
so
of Legends
true.
client. It's attached to the League of Legends client. I want it to have its own client. That way they can make a proper tutorial, and kind of explain how to play the game. Because
Why does it not have its own launcher like Legends of Runeterra? I mean, Legends of Runeterra is so fucking like so horizontal from Teamfight Tactics. I don't understand how it doesn't. It has its own app. If it has its own app, why shouldn't it have it?
And the app has a really bad tutorial.
It does.
The tutorial's like not very good. I do see, because I'm also in the chat. I do see someone saying that they miss old sets. The Chinese client actually does have a mode to play old sets, and they are Mortdog did say that they're you can like go back and play set 1. And
China
Mordog,
gets everything.
it's because it's not a Riot client. It's not a Riot owned server.
Yeah, it's like Tencent, right?
No, not the one that has the rollback mode. It's like completely owned by some completely different.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang.
But they words, thoughts, sentences.
It's hard.
But
man.
Mordog did say that he wants to add a rollback feature in the future.
That would be sick. I'd love to go
I
back
will-
and do some of the things that I used to play.
God, I wish the aesthetics for TFT weren't so monetized because it's a gacha system for most of
Yeah.
it, and it feels really bad because like I have a
Gacha
couple
itch.
that I really want to have because they're so cute and adorable, but like the worst luck, it costs you $100.
Yeah.
If you get the worst luck. At best, like it's like $5, but yeah, I don't know. The TFT just has like such a good everything that I want in like a competitive game, any kind of competitive game, TFT has. Which is the big thing is like great developers who listen and who are like part of the community, like actively, and that's like more than I could ask for in anything.
Yeah.
Just because like if there is something wrong, if there's something like actively wrong, there's the big thing that I think about is there was when I was complaining about the really centralized metas where like it essentially boils the game down to luck based.
Mhm.
There is a comp last December with revolving around Yumi. It was a 2 cost. So what you do is you'd roll over and over again rather than like leveling up.
Mhm.
And you try to make your Yumi as strong as possible and then win the game. And that was an awful meta because literally it's everyone trying to get the Yumi or dying, and there's no in between.
God, I hate that, man.
Yeah,
I
it
get
was
into a
awful.
ton of games like that, and it just feels like everyone's trying to play the big like meta set or the meta combination, and so everyone just grabs the same shit, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
It was awful, and Mortdog literally day 3 of that being the meta that everyone figured out. It's like, guys, I want to change this, but legally I can't because Riot was on holiday, and that
Oh.
counted as work. Like
Oh,
it was like a mandated
right.
holiday,
And they
he
had to
was like-
wait. I remember.
He was like, I can't. Yeah, so that was the meta for a month. Rather than it being like a week hotfix type thing. And I mean, it just feels good that like having a person from the company, a developer, be aware and be like very publicly aware and being able to be like, oh, this seems like a problem. Or like Mortdog tweets something, it's always something interesting or like healthy.
Yeah.
For the game. And that's like so yeah, so if there's any like actual problems, they'll fix it. They're also very experimental and they're really open about that where they're like, hi, the meta's kind of crazy, and we understand that, but it's because we're trying a lot of things all at once and we're not gonna fix any of them. And you because
That
like
is
if
fucking
you
true.
fix it too fast, then you don't get to figure out anything.
Yeah.
We're collecting data,
But-
so just
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
I think we're at
Usually that's
85% right now.
I like that. Usually, I'm a pretty big Destiny 2 player. Destiny 2 does a lot of shit like that, and they do it really poorly. Like, a lot of times at the cost of, like, the view of their most hardcore players, between, like, the shit they're changing in microtransactions and the things they're changing about the game and balance, and it's like, fuck, dude. You got to walk a tightrope when you're doing that because it's really,
Yeah.
really easy to get your community to turn on you.
I do know that like the way that having basically Mortdog as a whole person influenced the way that the dev team responds to people in League of Legends.
Yeah.
That's why their dev updates are like so much more open and like
Yep.
because like that. The most frustrating thing is like watching balance updates happen and having no idea why they're like doing any of that.
Yeah, doesn't
It's
make any
like,
sense.
yeah, you're like, what the fuck? Like, what are you thinking? This thing is horrible. And just having someone be like, no, we understand that like you're very frustrated with all this, but
But
but we don't think that it's actually that big of a deal right now, and we need to fix all these other things first.
Hmm.
Or being like, hey, we did an experiment, it was awful, we're removing it.
Yeah, yeah.
Being- hey, we fucked up. All right, moving on.
Damn,
Because
dude.
that's really all that people want. It's just like somebody, any amount of transparency.
Yeah.
And TFT is the only game where they are nothing. They're only transparent. They're like only transparency basically the
Yeah.
whole time. Which is
TFT
fun.
mods would be interesting.
Yeah, Kitty's
Uh,
crazy about the league mods with like the custom maps, and
Yeah.
there's like character animation and visual updates that you can download, I guess.
We
Which
had a whole
sound dope.
conversation on that shit.
They've been alive for so fucking long. I remember, God, I mean, there were like rudimentary versions of that back in like season 3 and 4 and shit.
It is against
Um,
TOS. I will, as like a member, as a guest here, I would like, on behalf of this podcast, it is against terms of services.
Correct.
To do any of
Yeah.
that.
It is.
So you should not do that.
You absolutely
But-
shouldn't do that. Which is exactly what I tell Kitty every time, and she's like, "Well, actually, it's questionable." And I'm like, "Okay, well."
Yeah, I mean, a lot of like they don't care, right? That's a big thing. That's why big streamers do it all the time.
Yeah.
But there's also on the other end, if you do it in Korea, it is a bannable offense.
Damn.
Wow.
That should be the fucking. That should be the nail in the coffin.
And if you're banned, you're basically permanent because everything is attached to your social security
Oh
number.
my god, dude, that is crazy to me. That is honestly though, I kind of love it. Like, I love it until it's happening to me.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, it's for like cyberbullying stuff.
Exactly, and I think that's amazing. I think that's fucking awesome. But we've seen a lot of games that just their teams
Like
do not do that very well.
yeah. If there's one thing that I'll ever talk about TFT to people, to hype up the game, it is definitely the devs.
Yeah.
What a fucking great, beautiful group of people. Yeah, the fact that the controversial, like I said, like the fact that the controversial thing about TFT is that they removed public numbers.
Yeah.
they they removed your ability to get stats on this one very specific thing that hasn't been out for very long. Like, augments didn't exist until last year,
Yep.
and it's like we're on set 9 now, so yeah, out of 9 sets, it was introduced in set 8, and everyone's like, "Rah!" Like, it's just one thing that they add, and like, cool. We don't have devs slapping people's butts, trying to sweep that under the rug as like bro culture, right? Like, I understand it's still riot, but like, our devs are great.
So I think
Thank you, Dev.
before we
Thanks.
wrap this up, I kind of want to throw a wrench in everything.
Oh shit.
Something that's possibly on people's minds right now. What do you guys personally think about the new Riot MMO coming up?
Wait, what?
I think so. I think Riot
Huh?
does a really good job of actually making.
You never
games.
heard of it?
No.
Really?
Yeah, Riot
Is there a
has
trailer?
Riot's doing an MMO. The MMO.
An
There's-
MMO?
An MMO.
LMNOP.
So-
Wait, I gotta check this out, brother.
Yeah. So there's
Yeah,
there's two things going for Riot when it comes with the MMO. One, they did a really good job of creating a world. Period. Their world is really in depth, if like to the point where there are YouTube channels completely dedicated to explaining the cards in Legends of Runeterra and how they relate to everybody. Right? That's how deep it goes. Like
Mhm.
you've seen Arcane. It's dope. They're really good at storytelling. It's very frustrating because a lot of the old like characters got retconned in like very weird ways. Like their story got like super retconned in weird ways, and it's like okay, like and you feel the effects of that in game. But yeah, great storytelling. Second, they do actually. Like, I do think Riot knows what they're generally doing when it comes to making games. Like they have a specific goal and idea, and they achieve like Valorant. They knew what they were trying to do, and I think like initially they executed really well. Did they make questionable decisions after that? Sometimes. So I think the MMO, God, looks real. The mass multiplayer online video game is going to be great. The fighting game also looks great, and I'm excited for both.
Oh, it looks so good.
Wait,
Man.
what? Fighting game? There's a Riot fighting game too?
Yeah, and it looks phenomenal.
Dude,
There's a
what
League-
am I missing?
Yeah, they're making a
They're
bunch of shit, man.
They announced that like 2015 when
Yeah.
Riot bought out the Rising Thunder devs.
Yep. There are videos of it. I'll send them to you. Jeez.
Oh yeah, they recently changed it up so much too, and it looks
Yeah,
really good.
it's cool. It's like a tag team. It's like side scrolling fighter. I don't know. It's really dope. But I think the MMO is going to be good because Riot has a minimum bar for where their content needs to be when they release something new. And so far, everything they've released in any type of media, I think, has achieved or exceeded that bar. And the bar is set pretty high.
Gotcha.
Now, not to say that like Riot's always the best at like post game support, though they are pretty fucking good at it.
Yeah,
I think that they've got all the tools they need to make a really dope MMO. I think I have no reason to doubt them because everything they've done and everything that they've even like pushed out to other people to do has always had a really solid quality bar. However, I am a little worried because just recently they lost the big like Riot personality that was like helming that team, Ghostcrawler. They lost him, and he was the one that was running the project, and I don't think anything's been said since.
I didn't hear about that.
So he left to make his own company, and now they're making their own MMO.
Great.
So it's going to be like a competition a little bit, I bet. But nothing's been said about the MMO, and as far as I'm aware,
yeah. I mean,
it's kind of like halted.
like
a lot
I
of people
said,
are saying we might not ever get it.
In their ability to make games is basically like I said, MMO. This like world building aspect of it's really important, and they've already done that.
Yeah,
They've done an amazing job of that
Mm.
since forever ago. Runeterra as like a whole world is really in depth.
yeah.
And there are a lot of like side characters that were introduced through Legends of Runeterra that makes me think that it's going to be great, amazing.
It's gonna be really
Everyone's
good.
so hyped for it.
It's gonna be good no matter what. I think.
My biggest question is one, when's it gonna be released? And two, depending on that, how is the battle between Ashes of Creation and the Riot MMO gonna be handled?
God, man,
Like,
Ashes.
is there
I
gonna
think
be
Ashes
like a
is like
full
one
split?
step up from being a scam. Honestly, that fucking kills me, dude. I can't believe people buy into that shit. They kind of like Star Citizen, but I'm a hypocrite because I buy into Star Citizen. But if Ashes comes out anytime near the fucking Riot MMO, it's gonna be a cock size match. It's gonna be totally weird. I think they're gonna be totally different games for what it's worth, so they're gonna coexist. But yeah, I would say because the thing is Riot has brand power, man. I mean, people go play Riot games just because they're enamored with like League or Valorant or whatever, and they're loyal. And so it's gonna get a shit ton of players anyway. Is it gonna get more than Ashes? Maybe. I feel like Ashes has like I don't know, people people don't talk about it anymore. People don't look to it anymore like they did.
I feel like if anything, Ashes is going to be the PvP game, whereas Riot's MMO is going to be the PvE game.
Dude, I don't know. I mean, they've got the know-how to make some good combat in like an MMO PvE setting.
True.
It depends on what kind of format of game it's going to be. Like if it's tab targeting, totally different. But
I mean more PvP, as in like Ashes is going to be like territory based, like build kind of stuff.
I do.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do think a big thing. There are like a lot of worries when you have a new MMO come out, which is like gonna run well, which is like a thing that has plagued a lot of MMOs recently. Like even Lost Ark. I don't know if you guys played during like launch month, but it was 200 hours so hard. It was so hard to get on. Just because there's so many people, but I don't think we'll have a problem with that when it comes to Riot, because they have the servers.
Yeah.
And then like not having a big enough player base is usually another worry, because like the initial player base needs to be pretty big for a lot of MMOs to like function properly. And also, like, I don't know, like, the small things I think will be pretty interesting. Is there going to be PvP in the MMO? I thought there wasn't going to be.
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no clue.
Much on it.
I haven't either. I just know, the only thing I know about it is that it was happening, and then Ghostcrawler left, and now it's, like, in limbo. That's it.
Yeah, it's just, that's kind of interesting. I didn't know. See how that turns out.
I hope we get it. I think the MMO space needs some contenders. I love Final Fantasy 14, but I need a good fucking action MMO to come out, and I need it to just grip me and be fucking amazing. And so I hope it does, because if anyone could make something like that, I think it'd be Riot. But they might make something totally different. I'd be okay with that too. But
they're just making League of Legends again.
Yeah, I'd play the shit out of it too. I would.
Hey man,
I still play League.
Always growing.
Dude, all I'm saying is, imagine an MMO where you could make a champion and then just like build them up to be like a League champion, and it's just one character throughout a whole MMO.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, something like Diablo, but with like League abilities and shit.
Yeah, just it would like mutate your abilities to like you could like really have this like in-depth DNA kind of tree.
That'd be so dope. I think we could. Cool. Be fun.
Are we making this game?
Yeah, dude, just give me a dev team, bro. We'll make whatever the fuck. We'll make the best games. I just need a fucking team, dude. Just give me a team.
I can't code.
Shit.
I can't code.
I can't. I am the wrong. I can write stories sometimes. I can do some voice acting. I can't. That's about it. That's where.
Every team needs a writer. Every team needs a story.
Man, I can write some shit.
Damn, the fucking narrative team right there.
I'll write some shit right now. Some gangster shit too.
Yeah, Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. I don't know what comes after that.
To
but...
get some hoes is what it is.
Damn.
That's what they want to
make the next hobo MMO or something.
I think we need a fucking Juice story time episode one of these days. I want to hear Juice's narrative chops.
Yeah,
that's after you come. That's after you come visit Richmond.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It'll be about experiences.
I already have context, so it just makes it easier.
Hey, yo, me and my cousin were actually talking back when we were kids about actually making like a fucking homeless-based MMO.
Oh wait, a what?
Where homeless? You play as a homeless person
in space?
No, MMO. Wait,
where did you get in space?
I thought he said a homeless space MMO. I was like, homeless space?
I'm like, where the fuck did you get space from, brother?
Dude, when
did we go to fucking space?
Or just sending homeless people to Mars, dude. That's the entire game right there.
God damn, this thing fucking evolved, man.
Trying to see who figures it out, you know?
Kitty, that
Yeah.
is actually such a good game. If you guys haven't played, it's Hobo something, but it's like the game's literally called Hobo Life Simulator. or
Hobo
some shit
Tough
like that.
Life.
Tough Life, there it is on Steam.
Yeah,
Bro,
it says
I
JD
actually-
already owns this game.
Dude, I played the shit out of that game. The fuck you mean?
Man's literally playing homeless simulator over here. Oh my god, he's got 20 hours in it.
Oh fuck, dude! It was the best 20 hours of my life. Fuck.
This is the baseline.
This simulator. I don't know why they should just call it San Francisco Simulator. If that's the
No, that's too expensive. The game is gonna be like $300.
This is literally this. I'm watching this video and they're like pointing out like features and shit, but it's just homeless shit, like sleep on a bench in the rain. I'm like, oh, what? Am I supposed to like this? What's going on?
Bro, for the first like 10 hours of that game, you're playing more against the environment than actually playing the fucking game.
What the fuck, bro?
It's wild. But yeah, let's wrap it up there, dude. Homeless Simulator. Check it out on Steam.
All right, I'm a homeless simulator. I'm a
It's
homeless
called Hobo
simulator.
Tough Life, by the way.
I'm a tough life gamer now. That I'm competitive at being a hobo.
Yeah, we're starting the pro Hobo Tough Life circuit. This
Hobo
is
TFT
yeah.
set.
Oh shit.
That's every
It's just-
set.
Yeah, meet
That's-
32
we all
different
broke.
homeless people, and that's your set.
Oh shit. Well, fucking A, guys. Episode 10. God damn. Let's do some more. You guys want to do some more?
Yeah.
I want to do some more.
Let's do some more.
Do some more.
No, I hated this actually.
Damn.
It's such a terrible time.
Yeah,
I'm
this was
fucking
actually
outta
awful. We should have ended this 5 episodes ago.
Quang had enough. He's out.
This is below me. This is below me. I'll never.
Yeah,
I need to
he's
fire
gonna
my
go
agent.
and he's gonna jack back into fucking TFT for the next 12 hours and
I've been playing this
win a
whole time.
million games and shit.
We should have ended it at the league episode. Oh fuck! Or when we forgot to record episode 2.
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That was a good ass episode too. I remember
So-
we fucking left and we were like, that was fire. And then we didn't have it.
Yeah, I remember that
Didn't
shit.
have it, dude.
That's awful.
Hey.
That's gonna be like lost media where this is gonna blow up someday and like everyone's gonna be like, wow, if only we had episode 2.
Hey, yo,
Nobody needs episode 2. Nobody needs episode 2.
I said it once. I'm gonna say it again. Once we get a website up and we have like fucking logins for everybody, we're gonna have that badge, dude. I was there for episode 2. I got the list somewhere in a folder, dude. Everybody gets one.
Somebody, there's just people talking about how great episode 2 was. Just,
And
Man,
then
you had
nobody
to be
fucking
there.
understood. You just had to be there.
it was like the dinosaurs. Like you just really
All
left field.
right, boys. Throw out those socials. Let's wrap this up. Episode 10 in the bag. Quang, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for
Oh,
having
yeah,
me.
Tom. Dude, I would love to have a full-on conversation about StarCraft. Just say.
Yeah.
So if you
Yeah.
ever wanna
We-
bring it back sometime.
Dude, I
Be
might
happy
stream
to have
StarCraft tonight. I consistently
Ooh,
get
shit.
I get consistently gold plat in the new one because I play like once every like 3 months and I'm like, oh, there's no way that I'm still good at this game and I just buddy some kids.
And then you go up against fucking dumb.
Yeah, nobody knows. Everyone's bad at the game. It's fine.
shit.
If we're throwing out socials, it's Kwangyda everywhere. That's KwangYda. I also have a podcast which the three of you will hopefully
Have to
join
jump
me
on.
for. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's on Spotify. It's called Gin and Soju. It's just me and my friend getting very drunk, talking about a lot of stupid things. We don't put in effort, so audio quality is debatable. And we lose a lot of audio because it's really hard to manage a bunch of stuff when you're hammered. But no, it's a fun time. And hopefully we'll get either all at once or one at a time. We'll get you guys on
Yeah.
there.
Let us know
Hell yeah.
for sure. I'm down.
So
Always
in.
down.
Oh yeah.
Mikey,
Yeah. Here we go.
Kyle kind of already jumped the gun. Weirdo.
Oh, I just started posting my shit. I didn't want to interrupt anybody, so
You know, they got a link tree. Yeah,
Link trade links.
link tree,
trailing.
the douchebag link tree.
And of course, as always, your boy J Dog, all the way everywhere, Twitter, Twitch, whatever. I definitely need to stream more. If anybody wants to play Albion, we'll be chilling in the Discord for a little while. If you're not in Discord all the way, Jesus fuck. If you're not in the Discord already, why the fuck are you not? All right, let's just put it that way.
Get in that shit.
Get in it.
Get in there. That
Damn.
was kind of aggressive. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
2023.
you kind of hurt my feelings.
Listen here, brother. If you are not in the Cracked Media Discord server, then you should be.
You
Dang.
should be. All right, boys and girls. I'm going to leave it there. Of course, as always, this will be up sometime midweek on the YouTubes. Love y'all. Thanks for coming out. And we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.